Good day, ma'am. My name is Danica Reloba Amolat from BSHM2-A. And for this video I'm going to report about the chapter 14 of the organizational management, which is the automated management approach. So we have here the first slide, the computer. Wang Laboratories Inc., One Industrial Ave, Lowell, Mass., USA. So this is what Dr. Mervyn L. Fishbach, President and founder of the International Education Placement Program, says Filipino students seeking enrollment abroad must take up computer systems as a sure passport to a durable future. So the demand for the computer graduates would increase dramatically in the ensuing year as countries join the competition for higher technologies. And moving on to the next slide, we have here the coping with changing business demands. You work hard to get where you are. As an owner or manager of a business, you are faced with today's sophisticated business techniques and equally sophisticated consumer public. So most likely, you're searching for a ways to cope with the rapidly changing demands and unpredictable economy. So while you want business to grow, you're concerned about maintaining control and continuing to offer good customer service, and you want to keep operating costs down in areas like inventory and personnel. Controlling your operation and your costs that has bottom line to your continued success. And moving on to the next slide, we have here the computer understand your needs. Quarter of a century of sustained profits, any computer knows with over a first hand what growth is all about. The computer offers unique solution to business problems like your and staying on the leading edge of the technology. So the computer systems capture and process information, increase production by freeing individuals from routine, repetitive tasks, and improve profitability. All our products are easy to learn, expanded, versatile, and competitively priced. Moving on to the next slide, we have here the computer that fits your business. The computers are designed especially for business. It provides the resources you need to maintain, control every important business operations, and captures timely information required to make a business decision. And also, computers are used to cut down recording, keeping, and accounting chores, quickly handled important business transactions such as order processing, inventory control, job costing, and year patching. Easily performance complex, statically scientific calculation, or use the information that the computer provides to crucial make or buy decision and sale forecasting. And moving on to the next slide, we have here improve cash flow. So your invoices can be printed directly from the computer so you can have them in the mail the same. Accounts receivables will come in faster, significantly will help you improve customer service and maintain your competitive edge. So cash flow management can be the difference between success and failure. So no matter what you sell, whether it's product or services, cash flow management can be the difference between success and failure. But while staying out of the red may be a priority, late or non-payments from customers could seriously damage your finances, impacting your ability to pay supplier and secure credit. Reducing the risk of any cash flow problems is fundamental to all the businesses. Cash flow management means tracking the money coming into your business and monitoring it against outgoings such as bills, salaries, and property cost. When done well, it gives you a complete picture of cost versus revenue and ensures you have enough funds to pay your bills while also making a profit. Moving on to the next slide, we have here increases productivity. So the computer's ability to use the name information for many purposes can improve accuracy and increase productivity in your business. So customers' file stores on the computer can serve as mailing lists or be used in such routine accounting functions as payroll, accounts payable, and general ledger. Once the information is entered, you can use it repeatedly, each time with complete accuracy. Increased productivity indicates greater output from the same amount of input. It means higher efficiency with which a company or economy can transform resources into goods. Those productivity growth is or opportunity to create more from less. Moving on to the next slide, we have here the computer keeps pace with your growth. When you evaluate a computer for your business, one important criterion deserves careful consideration. Growth yours and the computers deserve careful consideration. Growth yours and the computers as your sale rise or product lines change. You'll need a computer that can measure up to your increased demands to handle order inventory, production, and accounting functions. With a small systems, then add equipment faster to match your computer measure up. Built-in expandability let you begin growing requirements, or you can expand your own system to a large one, transferring your programs to other systems without time-consuming and costly revisions. Moving on to the next slide, we have here the approachable computers. The computers are extremely easy to learn, so you can or your employees won't have to study complex manuals or undergo extensive training. And system sample operation means you won't have to hire a computer operator to use it effectively. Sitting comfortably on the terminal, you can rapidly enter information into a computer using familiar typewriter keys. A standard numerical keypad or special function keys conveniently located on the terminal keyboards. You'll quickly discover how helpful the computer can be as it performs routine administrative tasks and make individuals' job easier. Filing piles of paperwork is virtually eliminated while control of important information is retained at your fingertips. And moving on to the next slide, we have here the complete forms management with a computer systems. All companies, large or small, use forms to simplify and speed up communications. Once designed, form must be printed, inventories and stored, distributed and updated. The really big business, however, is in filing and processing form and in managing, controlling total information flow. And moving on to the next slide, we have here the high cost of filing and processing forms. Everyday transactions, the taking out of a mortgage or an insurance policy, the opening of a bank account, the sale of a car leave a flood of forms in their wake, even though any one transaction generates many different forms which all serve different purposes. So the forms contains essentially the same basic information on the transaction being processed. Clearly, anyone who managed to automate any or all aspects of the tremendous amount of duplication will realize enormous saving in time and money. And moving on to the next slide, we have here the computer-aided forms processing with a computer system. The small computer system have been used successfully in many different applications. So among these applications, computer-aided forms processing has often yielded the most effective economies in time and money and has contributed to greatly improve management control. So any computer system equipped with the proper software are being used to automate any one or all aspects of forms processing. Moving on to the next slide, we have here, make your computer system your forms auditor. Every company needs to maintain a control system for all forms, whether in use of obsolete and computer-aided forms control with a system allows you to store all forms in a forms file and maintain complete audit control. So most important, computer-aided forms control safeguards against interference with existing forms or the unauthorized creation of new ones. Moving on to the next slide, we have here the computers can enter a set of data and generate many different forms. So with computer-aided form filing, your personal inputs information pertaining to a transaction to a system. The system stores this information and on-demand prints, and it is in formats and on any from your use. This means that you are able to generate many different forms from a set up of input data which your operator inputs only once. So in the case of the auto sale, for instance, the operator inputs once, approximately 40 items of informations all pertaining to the one sale. From this complete set of data, the system's software then generates from 15 to 30 different forms from automatic printout on the system output device. Moving on to the next slide, we have here helping you manage chance. The rapid growth of information processing in virtually every industry continues largely unaffected by inflation and recession. The reason is simple. Better information breeds better decision and across the board improvements in operational support and customer service. The return on a company's information processing investment in terms of increasing productivity can be considerable. While the spread recognition of this fact has increased the demands of data processing facilities for faster response and more accurate informations. So your list of applicants and users grows constantly and you need an effective data management tools. With each new application, your database gets larger and redundancy increases. Data files and programs undergo seemingly constant change, and the effect ripple throughout your data processing operation. And moving on to the next slide, we have here how do ADMS works. ADMS organizes all data definitions for an application into a three level description of the database. A schema user views of the database and a storage schema. The schema is a collection of all record description for the files in the database. A view defines the record and filed within each record that an application program can access. And the storage schema defines where the files are stored and the format in which they are stored. ADMS data files may be indexed or sequential. ADMS provides a special data definition processor to essentially create, edit, validate, and modify data definition independently of application programs. Data is defined once, so application programmers no longer have to be repeated code, record, and fill definition into their programs. Moving on to the next slide, we have here the lower development and support costs. Because data description are created independently of the programs using the data, application programs are insulted against changes to data descriptions. Program maintenance costs will be dramatically reduced since changes to data description need only be made once without the need to recompile all programs as a result of file changes. An added substantial bonus of removing data description from application program is simplified program logic and increased programmer productivity. Moving on to the next slide, we have here the better system security. With ADMS, each user's access to database is explicitly controlled and what they do with precisely limited. Access to ADMS data files is only possible through defined views of the database. The authority and the ability to create views and access data definition files can be to specific user. Management, however, can limit the user's access privilege, read and modify or modify and delete and exclude you to protect sensitive data and ensure that users and programs selected physical record fields from a given view. Moving on to the next slide, we have here more efficient recovery and restart. Database transactions are the heart of the comprehensive ADMS recovery and restart capability. The system logs into an audit trail the records images associated with each update in transaction. After update images for full auditing, after updates image only in a partial auditing is specified. Moving on to the next slide, we have here HERMS versus serial computer, the powerhouse combination for human resources management. Human resources management on any power computer gives executives the one complete system for payroll accounting, personal administration, and benefits management. HRMS combines with the latest in computer technology to provide the dynamic control of the information needed in growing human resource management environment. With HRMS, emphasis can be placed on the human aspects of working while vastly reducing tedious paperwork. And also, HRMS is an interactive software system that gives immediately access to all the data about your company's and most valuable resources. With one system, you can now easily meet the government reporting requirements and in addition handle complex payroll processing including the earning income credit arranged in three software packages: payroll, personal and benefits management. HRMS system can be implemented individually or together for the complete human resource management solution. Moving on to the next slide, we have here the computer is human engineered for ease of use and uninterrupted growth. The computer system requires so little staff training that you can be up and running in record time, and once your system is established, now staff have little trouble adapting to use of the system. Furthermore, when your needs the computer system requires a little increase and your requires greater computing capability, you can easily expand your computer system with no change in your application software. Moving on to the next slide, we have here the order processing. Order processing begins with the interactive verification of customers' numbers and displaying customers' names and credit status. From a single entry, the system automatically generates picking tickets, updates inventory credits, and the proper salesperson produce an invoice logs back holders when necessary. Moving on to the next slide, we have here the inventory control. From a single order entry, all affected inventory items are automatically updated. Typically, inventory file information includes part number, description, product category, unit cost, three selling prices, taxable status, reorder levels, and picking sequences. The system also performs calculation of average unit cost, quantity on and quantities committed to orders. Moving on to the next slide, we have here the account receivable. So we have here some parts of the accounts receivable, we have the first one, interactive data entry. So because the computer is completely interactive, customers are validated as soon as data is entered, not hours or days later as in case with batch-oriented systems. And the second one is the aging of receivables. The knowing the age of your receivables in the first step towards improved collection, your daily sales outstanding can be reduced with reporting such as the age trial balance and age total provided on statements. And next, finance changes. Finance charge changes for those customers you desire. In addition to speeding collection, this feature can have surprising impact on increase of revenue. And next, the account inquiry. The annual percentage rates and limits your records to the screen immediately for review or the credit lines. And next, we also have the process of the payroll. So first, the calculation. Earnings are the basis of any payroll system, and the computer provides the versatility you need to do the job your way. And next is the interactive data entry. Whenever any payroll information is entered into the system, the employee's number is verified and his or her name is automatically displayed on the CRT screen. And next, the automatic check printing. Because your computer is configured according to your exact requirements, you have your choice of variety of quality printers. But no matter which printer or combination of printers you match to your system, your payroll and all reports will be clear and easy to read and in the exact format you desired. And next is the report. Payroll and related reports produced by your computer includes payroll time edit list, payroll attendance registration, and many more. Moving on to the next slide, we also have here the process of the accounts payable. So first, the data entry. The computer automatically verifies vendors at the time information is entered, reducing errors and saving time. And next, the online inquiry. You can review the status of any vendor account of any time with the computer. And next is the invoice payment. The computer will automatically pay all but deferred invoices according to due date. And next, account payable distribution. The system allows you to distribute payable to an unlimited number of general ledger accounts and job numbers. Now we have here the last one, which is the general ledger. Chart of accounts. With the computer, you defined your own charts of accounts according to your requirements. And next we have here the data entry. General ledger accounts updates can be performed by allocation or actual passes automatically through the computer's account receivable, accounts payable, and payroll. Online inquiry. Interactive. You don't have to wait for a report to review informations you required. And next, we have here the accounting posting. Whether direct or automatic posting is performed, all new transactions must be in balance. And lastly is the report. Reports. The computer can deliver virtually any general ledger report you require, which can be selected for any time period, as well as selected reports or profit centers. And some of the major reports available includes charts, account list, trial balance, general ledger source, profit and loss statements, supporting schedule, etc.